to do a real quick garden tour in between rain showers. We have gotten quite a bit done. There's a lot more to do. We have decided to line everything in there this year with this black tarp. And then we're gonna put pine straw over it. So these flowers and chairs will move back to the fence line once we get done with that. This is the wintertime Asian bed here, which is getting ready to be pulled up, and that's gonna turn into a tomatillo and something else bed, I'm not sure which. We've added the perennials here in front of the pond area. So those are gonna come back year after year, along with the comfrey and the canis. So everything in there now is a perennial. We won't have to replant anything in there. Here's our first shorter 8-foot tomato bed. Dad and I planted these, I don't know when they were here last, which is maybe a month ago, not quite a month ago. Look at how big they are already. The sunflowers here, the ones in the other bed are even bigger. This is all cherry tomatoes in this bed. And they are growing like crazy. And then here's the garlic bed. What you see in the front here is all elephant garlic. You can kind of get an idea, if you can see that pot there, you can get an idea of how tall that elephant garlic is. You can tell how big of a bulb you're gonna have of a garlic by looking to see how big the stem is, and you can kind of tell how big that stem is just by me placing my thumb there. It is huge, and most of them are just ginormous like that. So it'll be really exciting to see what kind of a harvest we get. You know it's time because there's these things called garlic scapes, which are super yummy to eat. I'll come and I'll clip the rest off. It's just the garlic wanting to go to seed. But if you clip these off, there'll be a little bit more bulb growth. So you can see in the elephant garlic, I have scapes. We've eaten some already. And then all of that from this scape back, all of this back here are 5 or 6 different kinds of garlic. I think it's a great testimony to high density planting when you have really good soil. And we have really good soil that we're either got brought in as really good soil or have really worked hard on building that soil. This is the other 8-foot tomato bed. These are all big, large size slicer tomatoes. Just rained, so we're seeing a little bit of curl here. And it rained a lot, really heavy. But these guys are also doing really well. We've got lots of nice blooms coming up already, and it's only May 3rd. Sunflowers in here are already heading up, wanting to bloom, which is amazing. Started those early, and when we planted them, they were real leggy. And we planted them deep, not knowing if they would do their thing or not. And they have loved being planted deep, so that worked out great. Lots of new varieties of tomatoes this year. This is one of our new varieties called a Black Krim, and you can just see it's just wonderful. It's just beautiful. And the nasturtiums are doing well. The leaf lettuce, basil's doing great. Along with our perennial flowers, we still need to mulch or do the black in here, and then we'll mulch everything. We got the watering laid down for 2 zones, and we're getting ready to do it for the next zone. You can see that black tubing there. We're getting ready to turn these 2 into 2 more garden beds, and they'll have an arch trellis that goes over it, like the arch trellis on the first 2 beds, so that we can grow trellising things on it. We just pulled the onion bed a couple days ago, and they're in the barn drying. This is going to turn into a zucchini and squash bed here. Those are leeks that are growing in there. And then this bed was planted about a week ago, so it's lemongrass there in the front. And I interplanted this year with little onions so we could have green onions. So anywhere you see a stake like this, it's either the little red onions or white onions that we can use for green onions. And some nice beautiful calendula, some lime basil, some leaf lettuce, mammoth basil, some more sunflowers interplanted. That'll be, I don't know, Thai noodle beans, long beans, and then something else in the end. I haven't decided yet. Anywhere where there's black soil means it hasn't been planted yet. That actually is a jicama plant that will vine up this trellis here. And then this is some Cape gooseberries, some onions, some little strawberries that I had sitting in pots since last year that just wanted to live, so I decided to give them a spot. I will probably regret that later. And then artichokes. So some Colorado Red Star artichokes. We have 4 of those. I believe Time is a good planter with them. Sunflowers, and we have onions through here as well. And that's another artichoke. And then in here, We have our blooming onions, no kidding, right? Sunflowers, those ones in the back are supposed to be mammoth, like 14-foot tall sunflowers. And then that's a cardoon over there. And this is another cardoon, but I don't think he's gonna make it. What do you think? This is the pepper box here. Let's walk around this side so we can see both sides here. These are peppers ranging in 0 Scovilles to under I think we said 100,000 in this box. So lots of different kinds of peppers in this box. You can see, and then this box as well. This is all going to be peppers and hot peppers. They'll have 2 cattle panels put up. We are starting to move into the pasture. We're going to leave this fence line up for the season. We were going to take it down and go ahead and do the outside fence, but I need more trellising space for cucumbers and personal melons and zucchini squash and butternut squash and that kind of stuff. So we're going to leave it up for now. This will be another trellising space. I'm not exactly sure what's going to go in there yet. As you can see, we got the nice drip line. DripWorks has put a great spot to get that from. These are emitters that go every 6 inches. So they just automatically emit every 6 inches. And it's nice industrial tubing. So that has worked out wonderfully. Not sure if we're going to get any peas or not. It's going to get hot real quick and they'll probably peter out. Haha, get the joke. We have hilled the potatoes for the last time. The dirt is at the top of the buckets now. These are 10-gallon buckets, so you can see they have just really, really grown like crazy. Hopefully we'll get lots of potatoes out of that. We have Klondike, Adirondack Blues, Yukon Gold, and Kennebec potatoes. We have a set of them here. There's going to be another bed just like that right in this space. It'll have 3 trellises. That's going to be hot peppers again, and then we have more potatoes down there. And then if we move over here, these are our another pepper bed. These are the hotter peppers. So these are all 100,000 or more, like habaneros, ghost peppers, the ridiculously hot ones like Greg likes to grow. So we have all of our drip lines in those guys. Some really cool ones like an ahi chambo, peri peri. Here's some daddle peppers. Supposedly you can only grow those in St. Augustine, Florida, but we're gonna see if we can grow them here and get some peppers off of them. Hot peppers take forever to grow, so hopefully we started them early enough. This here in the corner is, those are sunchokes. So those are those Jerusalem artichokes that you can eat, and then just some perennial flowers. That's what will probably make this area over here, is just perennials. So it can just do its thing each year. And those are the rest of all those potatoes. Then if we come around here, this is the other tomato bed that my dad and I did about a month ago. These tomatoes were tiny when we first planted them. I mean, they were like these peppers, tiny. We trenched them because they were really tall and leggy, but they were like these peppers. And that has been, I think, less than a month ago. I'd have to go back and look. But look at these tomato plants, and these sunflower plants are crazy. Look at the buds on these things. Just for a size reference, there's my thumb next to this bud. These are the Pro Cut flowers. So these sunflowers, you'll get 1 cut off of them. So I've already gone ahead and put sunflower seeds in between each one, because after we cut these, then we'll obviously take them down and let the other ones grow up. I have some basil interplanted and some nasturtiums that are just liking it. Started all these early in the house as a trial, and they actually worked. And so the tomatoes are doing really well. Another black Krim. This is a Paul Robeson. It's a purple tomato. That black Krim is a black, of course. This is a pork chop striped, so it's a yellow and red striped tomato. Another pork chop, so healthy. Mortgage Lifter, which is a pink, classified as a pink tomato. Big one. This is a pink boar. I think that one is. And this one is a pineapple yellow. That way, yeah, Hawaiian pineapple yellow. Some cool varieties. We were taking inventory, and Greg and I realized that we have absolutely no red tomatoes. So this year, I guess it's going to be all the colors except for red. That one is Tomato Brad's Black Heart. Another Paul Robeson. This is actually a green one. It's called Aunt Ruby's German Green. I've missed a couple suckers on that one. And this is a Thornburns Yellow. So that one will be yellow. And this one is a pink boar. So that one's pink. And this is another Brad's Black Heart. Can you tell we like our dark ones? Dark tomatoes. They're full of anthocyanins and they're super sweet. all the pretty sunflowers. The phlox has just about bloomed itself out. We are going to do a small bed here, just a small wooden raised platform, maybe a 12-foot by however long that is, 2 or 3 feet on that side, and also right here. And then we're going to put a cattle panel and trellis over the top, and we have some personal melons that we're going to grow on that, just because we need more arch trellis space. So that's the front garden. On the back we have okra beds laid out with the black tarp and okra in them, and then over by the chicken coop we started a separate herb garden. So that is really nicely coming along too, which means the chickens have to be supervised a whole lot when they're out. So it's coming along. We still have more to do. We have 4, 5, 6 flats in the garage hardening off that need to come out. We just are waiting on our organic soil compost to be delivered and for the beds to be finished.